Anyway. Hey, I'm Miles, and welcome back. A lot of you guys know me for cosplay stuff, and some of you guys know me for art stuff, but today I wanted to do something a little bit different. Those of you who have watched a few of my videos have seen me customize the Bumblebee helmet, and have also seen me do the Nerf gun. Following the path of those two videos, I'm kinda gonna do something a little different today. One of my good friends by the name of Cosplay Chris, or Chris Stanley, does this all the time, but he takes very ordinary toys and very ordinary props and turns them into really cool collectibles and sells them. He calls it Chris's Custom Collectibles. Chris, if you're watching this, I'm sorry I stole your video idea, but this one is way too cool and I really want to give it a shot. Chris has been doing these videos for a really long time and has inspired me for a really long time with these videos. So, I've done a few of these in the past, but never really done videos on them. I'm going to do one today and walk you guys through the steps and do a tutorial on kind of what I'm doing. But this is the one I'm doing. For those of you who don't know, the new Lightyear movie has come out this week, and it looks really cool. I'm gonna go see it next week, but I picked up this toy online. This is Buuz. We all know Buuz. Look how cool he looks. Anyway, these toy companies have a really bad habit of making really good looking props with super detail and a lot of detail, but just shit paint jobs. So, that's our job today. We're gonna turn this guy with this crappy little paint job into something that looks a little bit cooler, or at least we're gonna try. He's also very posable and does a lot of cool things. Anyway, he's really posable, so I think I'm gonna have him with the foot up on a pose and try to make some sort of base for him. But that's all we're gonna find out later in the video. So I hope you stick around to the end, and hopefully we can turn this guy into something a little bit cooler. Maybe I'll sell him too. Should I sell him? I don't know. Let's go. So before we actually do any work on him, I wanted to show you guys just the figure up close and the detail in him, because like I said before, these toy companies have a really bad habit of making beautiful looking figures. Like, look at all the detail in these figures. Look at how much molding and plastic has gone into this thing, but the paint jobs are just lacking. This one I will give a bit of a pass to, because it does look okay. The paint isn't as bad as the promotional image. If you look here, the image I was looking at when I was buying it was really bad. It looked awful. So I will give this guy a little bit more credit. He does look a little bit better than he did online. So that's a plus side. Part of that plus side means I don't have to prime him or sand off the glossiness. Because if you look at that image over there, he looks very glossy, and I didn't want that. So I was afraid I was gonna have to sand all that off. We're not gonna have to. It's a very matte paint job on him. So it's a really good base color for what we're working with here. So Buuz looks really good so far. We're just gonna do a couple little extra steps to make him go that extra mile to look a little bit more realistic. Not too sure what I'm gonna do with the face here. He's got a little bit of a bubble chin, and I don't know how I can paint that face to look realistic. I had the idea of just taking his head off and doing the suit, so it would be like a suit display. But that's what we'll figure out later. We're just going to give it a quick paint job before that. He also came with a few attachments, and I haven't even opened these, so I'm going to open them and try to figure out what they are. Please stand by. Nope. Oh shit, I just knocked them all over the place. Well, I got some of them out. How do they expect children to be able to do this without making a mess? If you've watched my videos, you know I'm a child. Anyway, so it looks as though we have a pistol to go with him. That'll go in one of his hands. I thought this was a rifle. This looks like a blade. Does this go on his back? No. Okay. I thought this went on his back. That'd be really cool if it did. So it looks like he's got a pistol, some sort of energy blade. This looks like it goes in here. This looks like a rocket launcher. That's cool. Does this go in here? It does. Oh my god. I'm just gonna play with this instead of doing anything. Got it. Sorry, Buuz. And this looks like a... Oh, this goes on his wrist. Cool. So I really should... One thing about Miles is he never actually looks at the instructions. He just kind of figures shit out, and it almost never works out for him. But how did the hell... There we go. Like that. Okay. I don't really like that on there. But that's kind of the figure itself and what is all included. In terms of the paint job, I think I can do these two. Yeah, I can definitely paint this up and paint this up. These look pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. There's just a little detail we can pick up in there. But our main focus is Mr. Lightyear himself. So, yeah, that's that. So the first step we're gonna do to Mr. Lightyear here, normally the first step I would do for anything is sand it over. But as we said before, the figure itself looks very nice. There's not much sanding I need to do. Maybe a quick pass just so the paint we put on looks a little better. But my main concern is right there in his tushy. Nice. Of all the places that a company can put legal bullshit, they put it right on his ass. Like, of all, like, you couldn't have put him on his foot or like the back of his armor. No, they just cheeked him up with that legal bullshit. So we're gonna take some sandpaper, scrub that off. I'm gonna feel so bad about it. I'm so sorry, Buuz, to get that off. But that's gonna be our step one. I want the record to show that I am not comfortable doing this, by the way. Okay, well, we got his tushy all cleaned up. There's no more legal crap on there. I was about to throw the shoe polish on, but I did take one quick step back and realize something. As beautiful as this figure is, it's inaccurate. Just because I was a Toy Story nerd as a kid, I realized something on this figure that the old Buuz figure doesn't have. I looked up some images of the new figure and the new suit and realized two things. The one, on his hand, this little section is supposed to be purple. It's supposed to match that purple. So we're gonna paint this just a nice dark purple. And down here at the boot, this piece here is supposed to be green to match this green. Now, my concern is that I don't have the same colors they used here. However, since we're going to weather the figure, I don't think it's that much of an issue. But we're gonna take our green paint, go there, our purple paint, and go there. And I'm also going to do some gray paint on the inside of the hands, because I did notice that the inside of the hands are almost like gloves, and those are dark too. So these are just little things I'm doing before we weather the suit, so that we know the colors are correct before we make it dirty. Whoops. So now that we have the whole figure taken apart, what we're going to do is take our shoe polish like we've done in the past few videos, and we're going to weather up the piece with a quick layer of shoe polish. I'm going to do it differently this time though. What I've done in the past is I've put the shoe polish on and then quickly wiped it off. The difference is what we're doing this time is we're going to put the shoe polish on, let it set, cure, and dry, and then we're going to go over it with a steel wool sponge to give it a different effect. And you'll see how it does a different effect here. So now we've had these two pieces drying with the shoe polish. They're still a little bit wet, but for the most part they are touch dry, to the point where what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the steel wool, soak it in some warm water, and try to see if I can get a different effect going for it. So right off the bat, you can very clearly see those two differences with just what that shoe polish did. Like, I know I might get made fun of for using shoe polish as a paint, but like, just look at how gorgeous it picks up that detail and really brings it into the universe and brings it up just so much detail. So what I'm going to do is apply that same method of shoe polish to the rest of the figure and see where we're at there. After doing the shoe polish, which by the way, I'm very happy with how it looks. If you can see all that detail that just got brought up, that's a solid chef's kiss right there. We like that. But now we're gonna do some methods you guys already know. We're gonna take our sandpaper and go over the painted areas just to get rid of all of that color. So the green will get rid of some of that. And just to bring back up the white, because right now it's really dirty. To bring back up that white will bring out more highlights. It seems like we're working backwards, but we're not really. We're kind of working in layers. So, the figure for Mr. Lightyear is all done and dusted. He's all done. We're gonna keep him over here for now. I can't show you guys him right away. I gotta leave some anticipation, you know. But for this, we're gonna give him a base. We're gonna give him something to stand on. He's a very poseable figure, so I want to use advantage of that and put him in a pretty cool pose. So I picked up a piece of large styrene foam that we are going to try to make a base out of. I like this type of foam because we can make some sort of an earthy, rocky planet thing. It's very organic. It's not going to be like a ship grade. I was initially going to do like a ship, but I think I'm going to go with more of a terrain based thing. And this stuff chipping away, kind of see there a little bit, it makes it look very natural. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out Mr. Lightyear on here, figure out how I want it to look, and then take a hacksaw, go at it and try to get the sizing I want. Okay, we got a lot done, and I know you're probably thinking, when the did he do all that? Don't worry, I'm going to explain it all really quickly. We took that styrene foam base, and as you saw before, I was cutting into it to try to get a more organic look to it. You can see around here, I cut around a bunch of chunks out. I took just a bunch of different tools and did the most hillbilly crap ever. I took screwdrivers and went into there and dug in. Took Stanley knives and just cut everywhere, just to make the most rigid and organic rock shape I could. I then took the remaining pieces that fell off and decided to glue them back on for different pieces of rubble. Then what we did is, actually put them on there pretty well. One second. Then what we did is we took 2 wooden dowels and stuck them into the styrene base where I wanted Buuz's foot pegs to be. This was a bit of a tricky process. As you can see, I tried multiple different spots to get the most balanced spot, because this is very light and Buuz is pretty heavy. He's not super heavy, but compared to this base, focus. Compared to this base, he's a lot heavier. So I had to play around with where I wanted him placed and play around with the drill bits. I also had to drill into his feet, if you can see that at all. Drill into his feet to slide him onto the dowels. But I then took this and painted it with a flat gray Rust-Oleum primer. We've seen me use this before. We've used this before in the past. Good stuff. To give it that nice Astro Rock color. And now what we're going to do is, after this, I just needed to explain where we were at now. Now we're going to detail this base. This base, to detail, will take 2 more steps. We're going to take our shoe polish to weather it, and we're going to take white paint to dry brush it. Super quick, super easy, and after that, it's time for the final reveal. much for watching this video. I had a lot of fun customizing Buuz. These are really cool to do. I might pick up a few more toys or a few more of this figure exactly to do a few different versions of it, because I really did have a lot of fun customizing this figure and customizing this toy. If you happen to pick up this toy yourself, feel free to follow along in this video and use it as a tutorial for how to make your own. I think I'm going to do something a little different with this video though. I love this collectible and I love what I just made, but I don't think I have enough room to store him anywhere, despite how cool he is and how much I might want to. So I think I'm actually going to list this figure for sale on my Etsy shop. So if you want to check him out on Etsy, the link will be down below along with all of my artwork prints and stuff like that. But unlike an artwork print, I can't just reprint another one of this, so this will be a one-time thing and a first come first serve basis. The first person to grab him is going to get him. I think I'm going to limit shipping to just inside the US just because he's big, and I don't know if I have a box for him yet. I've never sold a collectible like this before, so it's going to be a process for both of us. But I think it's a cool thing, since not a lot of people watch these videos. The first ones who get a chance to get it are you guys. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!